Hello everyone. Star KW args or kwargs or keyword argument, or as I like to call it kwargs. That's the topic for today's video, which happens to be the seventh part of the Python function series. The agenda for today's video is kwargs, which allows you to accept unlimited number of keyword arguments. Moving on, we will see how we can use named or keyword arguments and unlimited keyword arguments, that is star quarks both together, and their order is going to be first of all named argument and then unlimited number of arguments. Let me start with defining a simple function called func, and inside the parenthesis I am writing here quarks colon, and for the timing I am writing here pass. Something important that you should note here is that I can give it any name instead of kw args. I can write it kw arg, I can write it, let's say, anything, maybe shopping list, whatever name you want to do it. The real star here is that these two stars, they are the real stars. They are doing all the hard work here. So whenever we are calling this function with the keyword arguments, then it is the two stars. They are going to collect all those arguments and store them and unpack them so into individual elements. These arguments are stored in the form of a dictionary key value pair, and the star actually unpacks them. I am calling the function shirts is equal to 2, and then I am writing here shoes is equal to 3. So I am calling here with these arguments, and then let me call it, copy it and paste it here, and let's say tie is equal to 1 and one necktie. Now you can see in both line number 4 and 5. In line number 4 I am using 2 arguments, in line number 5 I am giving 3 arguments. So all these are going to be stored in the form of a dictionary. So the shirts is going to be the dictionary key, and 2 is going to be the value. Similarly, shoes is going to be another dictionary key, 3 is the value. Tie, the third element of the dictionary, and 1 is going to be the value. We can check it over here. If I come over here and simply type print shopping list, when I run this program, you will observe here that I am getting class dict. We can simply also print the dictionary. So if I come over here and write print shopping list, and when I run this program, you will see here that I am get okay. Let let me do one thing. I am going to make this line a comment and then run this program again. Now here you see I am getting a dictionary. First dictionary is of two elements, shirts 2, shoes 3, and the second output is 3 elements. So here, this line, here I am calling it with 2 arguments, and you can see here dictionary with 2 elements, shirts and shoes. Line number 6, I am calling this function with 3 arguments, and you can see it here. I am having 3 dictionary elements. Now that we know that it is a dictionary key value pair, we can do anything that we can do with a dictionary. Let us rewrite this program once again, and this time I am going to use kwargs as is the tradition or convention in Python world. And this time what I am going to do here is that I am going to print it in the format of a key value pair. So I can write here for k comma v, that is key and value, in kwargs dot items. I can write here print, and probably we can use a f string k, and here v. Now let me copy these two lines again and paste here. When we run this program, you can see that now we are getting shirts is equal to 2 and shoes is equal to 3. As I have said earlier, so this two stars, these two stars or double asterisks, they have unpacked. Their job is to unpack. So they have unpacked the dictionary key and value pair into individual elements. Check my packing and unpacking video. I can't given up ever. Last part of our today's video, that is using star star quarks with default keyword argument or named argument. Let's go back to the same function, and this time what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to write here tie is equal to, let's make it 2, and then a star star again quarks, and I can write here print f string tie is equal to tie, and then come a little down, and here again I can use the for loop for k and v, again for key and value in quarks. What is happening? Quarks dot items, we can print using f string key is equal to, and here v, and when we call this function, let me copy this line code from here, let me paste it over here. So whatever I am going to write here, so this tie is by default it is going to be printed. Let me add here something called watch is equal to, let's say, 5 watches. I have made it this line a comment for the time being. We will run one by one. Okay, I am getting here error tie. Okay, reason here is that I have written tie here like this, but here it is starting with an uppercase, and here I have given with a smaller case. Correct the error, clear the terminal, and then when I run it, I am getting here. You can see tie 2, shirts 2, and shoes 3. This time what I'm going to do is that I make this comment and uncomment the last line and run the program again. Now here you see again tie is static here. Now I am getting shirts 2, shoes 2, and watch 5. So anything, let me go into the full mode. So this tie here, it is a fixed item. You can call it named a keyword, or and anything after that star star quarks, it is collecting all the remaining items that you are putting it over here. I have not put tie. If you notice in both the lines I have not put ties, but still tie is getting printed. So it means that anything that I am writing here, it is going into quarks as a dictionary key value pair. Next video we will see how we can use star arcs and star star kw arcs together, and next video, I am planning to show you how we can use all types of parameters like positional parameters, then default parameters, star arcs, kw arcs, everything all together. So stay tuned. If you find this video useful, consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe and comment. Till then, happy coding.